So let's keep it simple. Christ and Christ alone. No one else. I have need of nothing else. It is well with my soul. I want my sons to put their life at God's disposal. Here I am, Lord. Speak to your servant. What do you want from me? That's all. That's all that really matters. As a matter of fact, my dear friend, when you're on your deathbed, and you will be there, when you are on your deathbed, the only thing that's going to be running through your mind is, did you put your life at His disposal? I mean, I want to tell you something right now. If I were to go to Ethiopia and start 500 churches in 3 years, but God told me to be a janitor in a small Midwestern town, I'd be disobedient planting all those churches. It's not to do great things. It is to obey God. It is to put your life at His disposal, and that is it. Isn't it simple? I had a guy walk into my office one time. He said, you know, the Christian life is very, very complicated. I said, no, it's not. He said, yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. He said, yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. And I won because I was the pastor. I could also whoop him. I said, no, it's not complicated. He said, well, there's so many decisions. I said, no, there's not. I said, God's already made all the decisions, son. Now you've got the same problem I do. You going to obey or not? You going to put your life there or not? And I want you to understand, let's go back to that word brethren. When I'm preaching this to you, as my preacher back home says, my pastor, he says, I got one finger pointing at you, I got three pointing back at me. This is as much for me as it is for you today. All of us struggle with this. You know, we say we have so many struggles and so many things. No, you only have one struggle, and it's the same one I have. Are you going to put your life at God's disposal? That's the only thing. It's really only one thing matters. And I guarantee it, I struggle with it just as much as you do. Are you going to put your life at God's disposal? Christ first. Lord, what do you want me to do today? What do you want me to see? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to hear? How do you want me to spend what you've given me? How do you want me to do everything you want me to do? How do you want it, Lord? Here I am, Lord. Just goes back again to being at His disposal. Well, God, you know I want to make every minute productive for you. Every 5 minutes I'm going to break down. And what we're doing is, Lord, I want to be so active that you have no time to tell me what to do. Sometimes I think I must struggle so much, but there's one thing this hard head of mine cannot pound through, and that's the love of Christ. I can make every excuse in the world not to be obedient, every excuse in the world not to do what I ought to do, and then bam, like a sledgehammer comes what? The love of Christ. The love of Christ just knocks me to my knees.